And good morning. Happy Tuesday, guys. Welcome to the morning sprint. My name is Daphne Gray. And again, we have a lot to cover today. A lot of good talkers is happening here on a local level, a lot of move-in days for some of our colleges, but also a lot of those interesting stories that'll have you kind of scratching your head. Now, later on the sprint, we got to cover Tiffany Haddish. This, of course, has put her in the headlines right here. This is coming from Pop Crave, but obviously, comedian and actress Tiffany Haddish has been working on this project. And this project is dealing with a series that will kind of look into women who are successful dating homeless men. Now, she says she means well by this project, but some people feel that that is not the case. Some people got like a lot of question marks as far as like why, what is going on in that category where we're, putting that in a reality series. But again, we want to hear from you. Obviously, we're going into the comment section with some of the things that you guys have said about this project, but I want to know from your standpoint, hearing about this project where it's looking at women who have dated homeless men, that women who've been successful at that, who've dated homeless men, want to know, is it a good idea or is it not a good idea? Please let us know by the end of the show. Of course, we're going to get to Jazzy Jazz, who's going to cover all that good stuff for us. And we're going to chat it out just to figure out exactly what this project is really about and why it's so special to Haddish herself. Right now, though, we got to get to, again, it's back to school for everybody, including our college kids, and it is move-in day for people at Virginia Tech. Get this, all first-year Hokies, they will welcome their new students for the next 3 days. Returning students will move in this weekend, but students will have designated time slots for move-in day and are asked not to park in front of the building outside of their time-designated time slot. So, again, a lot of good deals happening right there for Virginia Tech, but also, get this, Radford University is getting ready as well. They're moving in. Move-in day is an all-day event starting from 8 a.m. going until 5 p.m. With activities to help new students get adjusted to campus life. It's a highlight of the tradition to welcome students for the new academic year. So again, if you want to see the kind of full course meal of all of this good stuff, it's on our website at WSLS.com with the specific details as far as when you can park, when you can't park, what day is for one particular group of students, and so on and so on. So all of that details can be found on our website at WSLS.com for both Virginia Tech, the Radford University, and again, we got a lot of back to school going on for several of our high school, elementary, and other school divisions throughout our area as well. You already know, August, we've been doing this whole deal called Clear the Shelters, and Clear the Shelters is involving getting these babies into their forever homes. And today we want to introduce you to Nate. Look at this little cute guy right here. Now, he's been waiting to be adopted since April of 2021. He's 6 years old, is a great at making new friends, and has built quite the reputation at the Lynchburg Humane Society and online for his unique food taste. Get this, he loves fruits and vegetables. So check this out. Look at Nate. He's even popular on social media right here, where the staff at the center have started their own thing called What Nate Ate. It's been quite a hit on social media. Apples, carrots, lettuce, you name it, pumpkins, he likes it all. His adoption fee is sponsored, and if you're interested in adopting Nate or seeing other adoptable animals, you can visit WSLS.com and go to our Clear the Shelters page. But again, if you are interested in Nate and seeing that he loves to eat healthy foods, like I told you, if you ever running short on funds in a month, or you forget to go pick up a bag of dog food, long as you got a head of lettuce or some carrots in the background, he should be able to be okay and be extremely healthy at that. I know, I think it's the crunch. I want to say it's the crunch that attracts dogs to these kind of vegetables, whether it's fruits or vegetables, because I know Bo, he loves eating celery. Like anytime that I'm eating some buffalo wings or something like that, I always throw like celery stalks at him, and he's just crunching away, enjoying all that goodness. So yeah, if you guys could go out there and get Nate, because Nate looks like a very sweet dog, and he deserves to be in a loving home. And speaking of sweet dogs, we got another success story to bring to you. You remember Rainy Girl and Latte, get this, Rainy Girl and Charlie Girl, excuse me. So got some success stories going on right now. Again, that's Latte, and this is Rainy Girl and Charlie Girl. Both of them have been rescued since we've been doing this campaign, and of course we've been showing you guys their stories and what they're about. That's Latte, little cute dog right there. But again, it's good to see these success stories, and it's good to see that Clear the Shelters is making a difference, because these dogs otherwise would still be stuck in these humane societies, in these systems where they are not experiencing their full potential as a happy dog. So again, that's something that we always love to see. And if you guys are interested in checking out Nate or any of the other dogs that we featured on our website and in our Clear the Shelters campaign, just go to WSLS.com, Clear the Shelters. You'll see the list there, and obviously you'll see the different locations that you can go to figure out what kind of adoption fee deals and stuff like that you can get there. So that'll be taken care of as we speak. Moving on, man, I got to get to this because this story kind of reminded me of my first hike that I did. I actually did it this year with our very own Brittany Weir. Her and her photographer Noah pulled me into hiking. I want to say it was, Tinker Cliffs. There you go. It was Tinker Cliffs that we did. It was a lot, but get this. Virginia Blue Ridge attracting more hikers, especially along the Appalachian Trail. With an interest in people, there's also an increased need to maintain the trails. So Virginia's Triple Crown includes Dragon's Tooth, which we were supposed to do. McAfee Knob, we didn't get to do that either, but again, we did Tinker's Cliffs. The National Park Service is teaming up with local stakeholders to try and manage the increase. Together, they made a list of suggestions, including improving the parking lots in each site, expanding campgrounds, and ensuring protection over the natural resources. One member of the Roanoke Appalachian Trail Club says that they don't want to limit visitors, just manage it better. And a lot of that included is management plan is making the experience better and safer for hikers. Some of that work is underway right now with the construction of a pedestrian bridge that connects the parking lot to McAfee Knob Trailhead. I do want to try that one out, but again, like I said, when we went and tried Tinker Cliffs, everybody was just like, why would you take her there on her first hike? It was tough. I will say that. It was really tough, but it was a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it was very rewarding. It was an experience that I had never been on, and I will say, being a person who loves watching scary movies a lot, I never really would see myself in that kind of situation of hiking and stuff like that, but again, it was a blast. I thoroughly enjoyed the sweating and the pain that I experienced getting up there. But once we finally got out there, it was such a beautiful sight to see. Very breathtaking views right here in the Commonwealth and of the Blue Ridge. So I can't wait to try out the other adventures. You guys got one in mind that you think that I should try out next, please drop it in the comment section because I just may take you up on that, and I will take pictures and showcase how much fun that I had during that experience as well. We got to get over to Danville Police because we got a person who is setting records, a woman the first time getting in that Southside SWAT team. Check this out right here. Danville police officer making history as the first woman appointed to the SWAT team. Kayan Cooper has been on the force since 2021, and she's joining after an extensive physical agility test, weapons qualification, and interview process. She's believed that her skills will benefit the community.
People are, in a lot of circumstances, more receptive to a female, not as threatened by a female, willing to share details or talk about things that they might not be comfortable talking to a man about. It's really humbling to me that there's an entire team of people that are willing to trust me with their lives. And that is something that I do not take lightly.
Now, so far this year, there have been no calls to deploy the Danville SWAT team. But again, congratulations to her, defying all odds, making it happen. I see you, girl, doing it with your bad self. So that's always good news to see, and I love to see it big time, especially if that's a goal for a person that they wanted to meet and then they met that goal. It's always a good success story, and I absolutely love it. So yesterday, we had the whole WAD day going on, and for those of you who don't know what a WAD is, the Weather Authority Alert Day, where they're kind of keeping you guys on your toes as far as what the forecast is showing and entailing and what's all going on there. Well, today, fortunately, we are not dealing with a WAD day or Weather Authority Alert Day, but we do got to keep in mind of some showers that'll be in our area. We have meteorologist Parker Beasley. He's joining us right now to give us that forecast on our Tuesday.
Hey there, everyone. Meteorologist Parker Beasley here with your local weather authority. Today we get to 87 degrees. We'll be seeing some isolated showers and storms that will remain on and off throughout the afternoon hours. Tonight we get down to about 64 here in Roanoke. Now your impact timeline for the next couple of days. Tomorrow we're cool. We're clearing out as dew point temperatures will drop into the upper 50s, lower 60s, so feeling nice and dry out there. And then Thursday, warm with some clouds, possibly a shower here or there. And then by Friday, we're mostly sunny, but humidity starts to return back into the forecast.
All right, Parker, thank you so much for that. And again, keep that app handy if you're trying to do anything outside or you just want to be in the know on if a shower is going to hit you or not. it's always good to have that resource on standby. Okay, so we got to get to this. You know, it's Tuesday and it's Tasty Tuesday, and meteorologist Chris Michaels is always introducing a lot of tasty shops our way and a lot of places that we have featured in the past. Just to remind you guys about how awesome these locations are, and with it being move-in day for Virginia Tech, we got to go to the boardwalk again. So I just want you guys to see, just be reminded of this particular unique establishment here. It's this week's Tasty Tuesday, and a lot of people are excited about it. This is the boardwalk in Blacksburg. They're literally on the boardwalk of Virginia Tech. So the dude who opened it, his name is Mark Housley, wanted a project in retirement, and that project was adjacent to the Blacksburg Farmers Market. He said that his mission was basically to give people access to funnel cakes and the sweet treats that you see. You don't necessarily have to wait till the fair to come around or anything like that. But this particular deal is spawned from a family tradition. Funnel cakes that now line the Boardwalk of Fame are the center of attention on social media. And after just being open for a little more than a month, the project has turned into a booming success for Housley and the crew. Says that people started hearing about it. You got the whole deal with the fried Twinkies, bars, the fried Snickers, fried Oreos. They even sold 500 orders of fried Oreos in just 10 days of them opening. So a lot of people are excited about that. He says he knows his audience with the hard-hitting Sandman, which is thrown in a big vat of sugar and cinnamon on both sides. It's like a big round churro. Then you got the Sweet Velvet Dream, made up of red velvet funnel cake, ice cream, whipped cream, and powdered sugar. And last but not least, they got the college favorite going on. It's called the Pylons, because they've got the Twinkie cut in half and ice cream whip. So let's just go back to that video. I just want you guys to see one more time, because anytime you see a funnel cake or something like that, you automatically assume that it's going down at the fair. But stuff like that should be illegal. It is beautiful, and it's very, very tasty. And then you got all the Boardwalk of Fame, where you got all the different options of different funnel cakes that you want. You got the fried Oreos going down. Like, so much goodness is happening in this establishment. And I think it's such a great idea, because as college kids, I know they have like the funnel cake sticks from different games and stuff that you want to go to. Well, having a whole funnel cake and stuff at easy access, I bet during tailgating and stuff, this business is going to boom. So shout out to Mr. Halsey. And of course, you can keep up with them on social media and figure out exactly what all is happening on our website at WSLS.com. Always a good deal right there. So we got to keep it moving to this teaser that we were telling you guys about, okay? This story is regarding the Tiffany Haddish project that was coming up, and it was very, very interesting. When you first saw the headline, a lot of people were kind of flipping out, like, I know nobody is exploiting homeless individuals or anything like that. But again, let's get to the story. I'm going to give you guys exactly what this project is about and why does it mean so much to Tiffany. And then we're going to go to the comment section and we're going to chat it out with Jess to get like a big clarity of the project. Okay. So again, June, Hearst Media Production Group announced a development deal with Tiffany Haddish and her She Ready banner to produce 2 unscripted series. This is coming from Hollywood Minute, I think. It says that the one Raising Eyebrows project that she's working on would investigate successful women who have engaged in romantic long-term relationship with homeless men. Now, in a pre-strike interview, because you know the Hollywood strike is going on, so that kind of put this project on hold, but in an interview prior to that, Haddish told The Hollywood Reporter that they are in the process of moving the project forward. Specifically, she explained why she's so passionate about this particular project. She says that I experienced homelessness myself and found that there was a stigma on it, and I don't think there should be there. She said that she went on to say that everyone deserves to be loved. Everyone deserves to have someone supporting them and caring for them, not necessarily carrying them all the way, but it's important for people to make sure that they know that, because it's really hard to be homeless. She goes on to say that so many people are isolated and living in the streets alone. So with that, let's go ahead and get to the comment section real quick, just to kind of show exactly where people stand with this project and what their current views on it are. Again, back on this project, Tiffany Haddish coming up with a show where basically they look into successful women who have engaged and dated homeless men in a long-term fashion. Okay, so one person reached out on social media. They saw that this article came through, and obviously, the headlines are out there that are kind of showcasing this, kind of put it in a bad light. And this person was being fair about it. She says that the headline did no favors to her in a documentary about successful women dating homeless men, not a game show, dating show kind of thing, the way it was portrayed, but still a bit of an odd thing to cover, but not as grimy as the headlines suggested. I completely understand that because, again, when you saw the headlines drop, you thought that, oh my God, is this going to be a game show, playing with homeless individuals? That's just not right. It's not fair, because obviously there's a lot of help that's needed in that particular category. But yeah, it's going to be a documentary style kind of deal where they're looking into women who have already engaged in these kind of relationships. Another person comes off and she says that, are we making money off of poor homeless people? Question mark, question mark. That was also a question. That's a view that many people are sharing about this project. Another comment came in and said that it's giving exploitation. That's their views on it. And again, shared by many out there who I'm pretty sure don't really have read the deep details about it. Maybe they need to look into it. And you saw the headline, and you got so many people that will be quick to comment by just the headline itself, which is why headlines are very important in this industry. Another person comes in, Marsha says that I didn't know that successful women dated homeless men. I have questions. Yeah, apparently that's a thing. And again, it keeps you interested and on your toes because who knew that? Another person comes in, his name is Nicholas. He says that it's giving a platform for homeless people, or is it exploitation? And then Eli responds to that. He says, my same thought. It's an interesting concept, but knowing how reality shows are, it could easily fall into exploitation. I hope and pray that this kind of stays on the lines of being fact-based and just going strictly over these relationships and not taking the reality TV show approach. Like this person said, it has every opportunity to fail, but it could also be a real big awareness builder at the same time. This person comes in, he says, I'm sure that they would rather just have a check and a home. Sorry, but having to star in a show where you are at the mercy of a producer who can't even send you home because you don't have one, just write a check, help them with housing, and she says the resources to do so seems best. Or she has the resources to do so seems best. So this particular person is basically saying that if we're about to make a show that's going to make money off of a person and the issues that they're dealing with, wouldn't it be easier to write them a check and figure out a way to get them the proper resources to get them in a house? Again, we don't know the exact details of this because this was just being talked about prior to the strike that went down. So we're figuring that out still. And then another person comes in. This is actually a person who is happy about the project. They said that as someone myself who was homeless, this makes me happy. I hope the message she's intending is spread through the show and helps people. I hate reality television, but I'll be tuning into this. So yeah, again, you never know what people's experiences are. And Tiffany Haddish, she's been very vocal about it in her performances about some of her pieces that she's done, has joked about the fact that she's been homeless and the fact that she can connect to that particular audience. So let's bring in Jazzy Jazz right now. Jazz, obviously, when you're thinking or when you're seeing the headlines, and, obviously we live in a world where a lot of people look at the headlines first without reading the story or looking into it. They come up with their opinions, which, again, is fair. But what was your mindset when you saw the headline, and what kind of told you to look further before you created your own opinion?
Yeah, absolutely. When I first saw it, I had mixed feelings about it because, like a lot of people were concerned about, they were concerned about her exploiting homeless people. And I honestly, since she's a comedian, at first I thought it was some sort of joke, and so it kind of gave me a bad feeling because homelessness is such a serious thing that's going on in our world. It's such a serious problem, and I would hate for someone to use a show and use their fame to kind of exploit that.
Mm-hmm.
But after reading into it and reading her reasoning behind it and seeing that it was something serious, a serious project that she's been working on because she's actually experienced homelessness too, and it's something that's really near and dear to her heart, then my perspective of it changed. And I'm glad that I looked into it before assuming, and was able to see that the project means a lot to her because she actually went through it too, and she's trying to break the stigma that surrounds it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it just made me happy to see that because I feel like it's a lot of just stereotypes that surround people experiencing homelessness, and it shouldn't be that, because people experiencing homelessness at the end of the day, they're people too.
Right, exactly. And I couldn't have said that any better. And again, something that, just irritates me, and that's one reason why I like the morning sprint, is because we take our time to kind of dive into these stories and take our time to show people, okay, you've seen the headline, but let's keep it real. This is what the story is actually about. And there are a lot of places out there that will put these headlines out because, again, they just care about the click, and they care about that initial reaction, that initial, frustration that people have, rather than kind of give them the facts right then and there up front. So being able to break it down and tell people, this is probably going to be in a documentary-like style. This is probably going to cover a lot of women who have engaged in these long-term relationships, and cover these stories from that standpoint. Hopefully, like I said, I'm praying that it is from a fact-based scenario, because like you said, Tiffany Haddish is a comedian, and obviously people were looking at that with thinking that, oh God, I hope we're not making fun of anybody, and from the standpoint of saying that it's just going to look at something that obviously many people did not know was a thing, and will highlight, homeless individuals, like you said, as human beings who can love and who are just like me and you, but unfortunately are unhoused. I think that is something that I hope and like to think that she's going to do it from the perspective of just having care and compassion at the same time,
Yeah, exactly. Because we can all use a little bit of compassion, especially people who are going through such a difficult time as to where they don't have a place that they can call home. Because not having a place where you can call home, it does I can only imagine what that does to someone's mind, and also just the fact that people tend to give people that are experiencing homelessness the side eye and tend to treat them negatively.
Yeah.
I'm glad that this project is highlighting the fact that they are just human beings themselves, and they deserve love too.
Right. So let's pray for the best. Let's pray for the best with this project. And like I said, I've always been a person that give people the benefit of the doubt. And I just hope that if it does come to fruition after this strike, the Hollywood strike, I hope it comes with the positives. And I hope that the negatives that a lot of people are concerned about, hope that's not even a thing, the exploitation or anything like that. I just pray that this is done in a way that, again, like you said, is done in a compassionate way that will raise awareness about a particular issue, rather than be a big, huge, let's get money off of these individuals' pain and suffering. I just would really be upset if that ended up being the way this project turned out to be. But we shall see. Do we have any viewers or comments today?
Yeah, we have viewers. We don't have any comments though, but I'm sure people will come back and watch it later. But it's super easy to leave a comment. All you need to do is head to our website, click on the Morning Sprint article, scroll to the bottom of the live stream, and the comment form is right there. We would love to hear from you guys, because we want to hear your thoughts on these interesting topics that we discuss each day. You can also leave a comment on YouTube and on our Facebook.
Perfecto, Jazzy Jazz. You got anything else for me?
No, this is it for me.
All right, my love. God bless you. Thank you again for yet another awesome conversation, and we'll talk to you tomorrow morning, all right?
All right, sounds good.
All right. All right, guys. Now let's get to the headlines. Before we roll out of here, we got to give you guys what y'all need to know is happening in our later newscasts and online at WSLS.com. First and foremost, you've been seeing it. Another one, y'all. Breaking news overnight. Former President Trump and several of his allies have been indicted in Georgia, accused of trying to overturn his 2020 election loss to President Biden in that state. Obviously, critics are saying that this is massive election interference into his run for the 2024 presidential run. So yeah, it's just a lot of mess there. We're covering that. Got the latest details there. Also, guys, at least 99 people, unfortunately, are not confirmed dead, with close to 1,000 still missing due to the wildfires in Maui. Emotional toll is taking on people. We're looking at that and talking about how, the rescuers are going in and still doing what they can to try to keep Aloha alive. And then last but not least, we got a Texas woman who helped mutilate and conceal the body of a Fort Hood soldier, Vanessa Guillen, been sentenced to 30 years in prison in Waco, Texas. That case has finally come to an end, I think, and we're going to have details on that. Again, a wrap up of all these stories and so much more coming up in our later newscast and on air at WSL WSLS.com. Well, guys, that does it for our Tuesday edition of the Morning Sprint. Again, if you see this story at a later time, please go back, comment. We would love to chit chat about what you had to say about anything that we talked about today in tomorrow's story. And also, it's back to school. We want to see those back to school photos. You guys haven't sent any in yet. We want to see them. Please send them our way so we get some shout outs to your beautiful kiddos. But in the meantime, may you guys have a wonderful, blessed Tuesday. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., WSLS.com on the Morning Sprint.